I got a film camera last year, so that was something that I did a lot over the summer. A lot of the hobbies I have are quite very indoor, like watching movies or listening to music or singing. Like, you don't necessarily need to go outside to do those things. It was very hard to continue doing what I love during the pandemic. Other things I've done is I've done this for a long time, but I listen to a lot of music. Can't really explain what music does to me, but it does really help me get through the day. I don't think quarantine has necessarily strengthened any of my close relationships. If anything, I think it weakened them because I do try to keep in touch with my friends. It is, I think, mainly over FaceTime or Zoom or phone calls, and weakened because, again, you don't get that personal, intimate connection because you're not physically around them all the time. Because quarantine requires us to be at least 2 meters apart from each other, and you can't really touch people, and I get a lot of intimacy and I feel close to people, as probably most people, when I am physically closer to them or when I'm touching them. I really miss hugging people.
Hugs, giving your friend a hug, or even little things like being able to sit together in your bedrooms and talk and gossip and catch up. It changed the way I kind of viewed my relationship with my friends because it really brought us closer by realizing what do we have in common, more than being able to just enjoy each other's presence, being outside or doing things that you normally do. You kind of had to figure out the nuances of what actually connects you and how you can continue to change, to connect through those ways, but change it to fit the things you can do in quarantine. For me, when quarantine kind of was at its height and that kind of need for an escape happened, I would really go on a lot of walks and biking, and I kind of, nothing really felt fulfilling. And that's when I started skateboarding. That was the best outlet I could find. We'd get up bright and early, 8 a.m., and I'd text him or he'd text me, and we'd meet up outside and we'd just skate. And we'd be learning the same new tricks and kind of be like, no, do this, don't do that, and just kind of egg each other on. One of the worst falls I've ever had is we kept going down this huge hill, bombing it and going really fast. And then he was like, let's go again. And we went again, and we were going farther down than we'd ever had before. And I see him behind me take a fall, and he flips over straight into the grass and keeps rolling down. And then my board starts speed wobbling, and that just is when it's wobbling under you because you're going really fast. I turn to the side of me, and it's a mailbox and then a fire hydrant. And that is kind of when I realized this wasn't going to end well.
Everything is so scheduled now. There's not really the opportunity to make quick plans or see people casually. I think the biggest thing that quarantine has changed is those last minute plans, those casual meetings with, peripheral friends. There's no opportunity for spontaneity. And I think that's what I miss most about human connection prior to quarantine, was those chance encounters, those running into people, those spontaneous moments. Everything's so hesitant now. Even when you see people that you know, there's a certain level of discomfort of how close you can get. I would say my main outlet has been my art. At the beginning of quarantine, I really thought that this would be an opportunity to go into painting again and to really focus and dedicate more of my time to my art. That was something I realized I should have done earlier. I think that would have helped me a lot more throughout the months of quarantine, but it was just hard to break back into it. I'm not sure if I would change anything about myself or my relationships at the moment. I experienced a period of extreme growth in more recent months. The beginning of the pandemic was very difficult for me. It was a time of very intense dissociation that made it very difficult to feel grounded and feel motivated and feel present. However, that's something that I've been coming out of, and I feel like I'm coming back into myself.
I met my boyfriend a short time before I left for my first semester of college. So coming home all of a sudden and getting to see him really made our relationship a lot stronger, especially for when I was able to return back to campus for longer periods of time without him. I've been collaborating a lot with my boyfriend more on writing and producing music. With having so much free time, making music has become a lot more easy, and it's just been a really fun time, and I'm so grateful to share that same passion with him. I feel like my social skills have definitely declined. I catch myself feeling more pressure when talking with people in social settings and getting in my head a lot about what to say or how to act. And I've sought out more one-on-one interactions with people over a group, and just overall I think I've become more comfortable just being alone. I definitely miss being able to be comfortable around others without this fear of catching a virus. I feel like now I'm constantly on the offensive. Anytime I try to branch out and meet new people, I now feel this disconnect with myself, and I just kind of get in my head about like whether or not they'll like me, or like what if I have trouble interacting with them, and it's just overall like really just awful. And like I just wish I could just feel more confident when I'm making these interactions with people.